So moving on, friends, what is more important, PMP or Agile or hybrid or a mixture of these two? Uh, so PMP, as you all know, it's for last 20, 30 years, we had the project management professional, and it all depends what you are looking for in terms of your job and your role, right? If you work for a company or a project in which the requirements are very clear, the structure is not expected to change. Let's say you're in construction industry. Let's say you're in the government business, right? So let's say you're in the healthcare business. So these are places where you see a lot of structure, whether it is because of the industry, because healthcare, finance, they have a lot of liabilities and consequences. So the requirements are pretty fixed. So probably PMP is the best certification for you. On the other hand, if you are working in tech or software, or your requirements are not clear, things change all the time, then Agile probably is a better option, because Agile has more flexibility that we can, have in our projects. Or you can have a hybrid where you have structured and adaptive both. In the sense, like in the beginning, we have a discovery phase. We don't know everything, so we're going to talk to the stakeholders. We're going to talk to the market and client and get a feedback. It's very uncertain, so we want to apply Agile, right? But once we know everything, the execution will be meticulously done in terms of scope is now defined, the timeline is defined, roadmap is there. We're going to do sprints and achieve it quickly. So it can be both ways. You can have Agile and Waterfall together in a hybrid format. As far as PMP is concerned, it goes deeper into managing the requirements and the risks and stakeholders, and dealing with the triple constraints: the right scope and the right time in the given budget. If you see this graph at the bottom, this is actually a Stacy chart. Can everybody see it?
Yes, the last one, right? Traditional, hybrid, agile.
So if the requirements are very well known and the technology is very well known, you need Waterfall, traditional. But on the other extreme, right, if they are completely unknown or understood requirements and technologies, then you need Agile. Or in between is what you need, hybrid. So that's the idea. The idea is that it depends on your company, what they're doing. Like Blue Shield is applying all Agile, right? So now you don't have a choice. So your companies and your team and the kind of project that you're doing will define whether you need PMP or Agile or hybrid. Any other questions, thoughts, ideas, friends? Because I want to hear your questions then. What's going on?
I thought the
Sure, go ahead.
main purpose of Agile that helps on all this is that we don't want to spend a whole lot of time doing the analysis and requirements upfront, because if you take too much time to do that and develop another 6 to 1 year, by that time the requirements would have changed, right? So better to do quick, small, iteratively, and should be able to adapt to changes. Isn't that the major principle for Agile? I mean, the justification for Agile. Yes.
Yeah, the justification for Agile is that instead of spending $5 million on this whole project for next 2 years, why don't we spend 50,000 and run one proof of concept, right, and see if this really works, right? If this really sticks. Right, so let's take a small iteration. Let's have a wireframe or something quickly and figure out if it is working or not working, and if it is scalable or not. Right. So it's like, instead of wasting too much money and time and resources and technology and hardware and software and people, why don't we just do a little piece of it and learn from that experience, and then go for it. Right. So that's what we do for ourselves in real life, right? We don't want to commit long term. Somebody wants to do a 4-year course versus a degree of 2 years versus a 1 month course versus a couple of weeks. The couple of weeks is easy, right? Because you can commit your time, you can commit your money, you can commit yourself and get it done. So we apply Agile when it comes to choosing timeline for our careers. So same for companies. Absolutely, you're on the dot that want to use the latest Agile principles to test our proof of concept and move on if it is working out and scale it further.